It is a great night for lacrosse. Steve Thomas along with Dan Ficken tonight. It is a Section 8 final. Number 1 seed Maple Grove taking on Wayzata tonight. And Dan, this could be a low-scoring game.
Well, it could be. Both teams can play really good defense and stuff, and it's almost like a 1 seed against the number 2 seed, too. Both teams are very strong, very evenly matched. It's going to be a close one.
Maple Grove trying to remain unbeaten. Wayzata has 4 defeats on their schedule this year, but they play in the tough lake.
Oh my gosh, I mean, they play Eden Prairie twice, they play Minnetonka twice, they play Edina twice. Yeah, so that isn't real reflective of how good they really are. Maple Grove, you know, you can't knock an undefeated season. You got to be up every night to play. So, but I think they're a lot more evenly matched than their records show, and you just got to throw that out the window for this game.
And Dan, in the section semifinals, Maple Grove got off to a quick start and beat Elk River Zimmerman. Meanwhile, Wayzata played a very tough St. Michael Albertville team, and both were low-scoring games.
No, they really will. Both of these teams play really good defense. Maple Grove only gives up 4.46 goals. Wayzata's only given up 5.6 goals per game, so we're going to see a tough defensive battle. It's going to come down to possessions. Now, we're going to see 2 of the best face-off specialists in the state here for both teams. Both of them are over 60% winning. Someone's not going to be over 60% tonight. And the defense, we're looking at 3 very tall men from Maple Grove, and we're looking at very, very quick, tough defenders from Wayzata. So it's going to be, goals are going to be tough to come by tonight.
Maple Grove gets a big advantage. They get Jack Dugan back, who wasn't available in that section semifinal win. He was able to play, but didn't.
Right, and he's been their leading scorer, their leader, but you know, in that last couple games, they really didn't need him. But now they have to have that cog in play here now. Both teams even scoring all the way around the pike. All of them have double-figure points in this, so they don't have one star. They move the ball around really well. Their offenses click. Dugan will be a key part. He'll probably get it going right away. We'll see what happens with him.
All right, Wayzata tries to make their 4th trip to state tonight. Maple Grove, their 2nd. It's coming up next here on CCX.
Fancy pants peanut butter?
A big screen television.
You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
As you can see, storm clouds threaten, but so far, so good. It's dry here at Park Center High School for this section final. And in any sport, nothing bigger than the section final with an opportunity to go to state. Dan.
Well, you know, every high school sports athlete's dream is go to state, you know, and there you get recognized, be one of the final 8 teams playing in the end of the season here, and it's a big game. This is a real showdown. It's a showdown between the Northwest Suburban Conference and the Lake Conference, and two conferences battling for a reputation. One has it, and one's trying to gain it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Wayzata's been on a roll. Of course, they've won a couple of games in the section, beating Monticello 17-3, and then, as we mentioned at the top, beat St. Michael Albertville 10-5. Meanwhile, Maple Grove, they've run the table. They've beaten everybody. They're unbeaten coming into this section final, and they've had a fine year. And they have all the ingredients of a team that can make a run.
Yeah, definitely. They have good goaltending, good face-off, good turnover ratio, and everything's been going smoothly for them. Now, here's the deal: is that going to be a bummer when they ran into some adverse stuff?
So here is the route to the title game tonight here at Park Center. As we mentioned, Maple Grove was 1-2 in a row. They blew out Buffalo 20-2, then beat Elk River 15-7. We saw that game the other night here on QCTV. That was on a Monday. And of course, Wayzata, their path as they beat Monticello and St. Michael Albertville on the way to the title game. But the Wayzata head coach Chad Herr, has a lot of confidence in the schedule they've had to deal with. That they're battle-tested coming into this game.
Oh, they've had a brutal schedule. Now they have to play Eden Prairie twice, Minnetonka twice, Edina twice. They also had, Matamidi, who's in state now. They had to play them. They had to play Blaine, who just played in the section final here for 7, and then Chanhassen, and beat Chanhassen and Blaine too. So he has not faded off a tough schedule at all, and his boys have fared very well for it. So these guys, don't discount him. I thought St. Michael Albertville give him a really good game, and I guess not. But we get a look here at Gig Wilson, the head coach at Maple Grove. Remarkable season. Kind of feels this might be a team of destiny. He reminded me tonight pregame that it was 2 years ago on this field against this team that they got into the first state tournament. So we saw a picture of Chad Folia on the other side there, and been a good coach, real consistent, and he's been to state 3 times with these guys. So something's got to break tonight.
Yeah, and it is a great facility. Boy, they do a good job. Maple Grove Park Center and Osseo, of course, they have the legendary Carl A. Tunn Field that they've upgraded over the years. But the stadium here at Park Center is top-notch. Of course, field turf and a great grandstand. Just tremendous sight lines here at Park Center. And on a sunny day for that first game in that Section 7 final, won by Anoka over Blaine 14-5. The sun is at your back, so it's really ideal. And here we've got cloud cover, so no sun problem for either goaltender. And you brought that up, Dan. This could be a very tough sun field for sure.
To take the, you want to take the east end of the field as soon as you can, first and third quarter, so you have it for the second and fourth quarter to make a run, because that sun is just brutal, especially for the late game at 7. I mean, that sun's going down, between 7:30 and 8:30 at this time of the year. So it's kind of good the clouds are here.
And we're hoping we're going to be able to dodge raindrops. It looks like it's raining to the north here, but hopefully it'll slide through and then we'll go uninterrupted. Of course, there is lightning rules in effect. If lightning is observed, there'll be a mandatory downtime and we'll sit and wait it out. But hopefully that won't come into play for the game tonight. And of course, both these teams trying to get ultimately to the state tournament that starts next Tuesday, Dan.
Yeah, this is kind of what both these teams have been pointing to. I know Wayzata, they like being in this section. They don't have to deal with an Eden Prairie or, Minnetonka again, or, even an Egan or an Eastview, who have been top-rated teams down south here. So, but Tuesday's the big day, by gosh. They want to be playing. They don't want to be sitting at home or looking at their summer jobs.
All right, they're going to be going at 11 a.m., 1, 3, and 5. And, of course, the tournament is seeded 1 through 5. And we talked a little bit before we went on the air. If Maple Grove's able to win, would they be able to get one of those coveted seeded spots and maybe be a 5? You would think Wayzata, if they're able to win this section, would probably go in as an unseeded team. We'll see how it plays out ultimately.
Yeah, we might have that a little reversed. I think Maple Grove's got to get a seed because they're undefeated if they get there. But Wayzata, they're carrying that Lake Conference rep with them, and they get a lot of respect for that. And we'll see. But sometimes coaches can do funny things when they're setting up those seats for the tourney, too.
All right, Section 1 decided. Lakeville North, they went into the final poll ranked number 13. They are in. Of course, Eden Prairie and Minnetonka, they played earlier. Eden Prairie had a late lead. We haven't been able to confirm a final on that, but it looks like the Eagles will be in. Thursday, it'll be Egan and Park in Section 3. Section 4, Matamidi already into the state tournament. Section 5, Benilde St. Margaret's takes on Blake. That game is tonight as well. In Section 6, Eastview and Prior Lake. That'll be played at in Burnsville on Thursday night. So we're just about ready to go for the Section 8 final tonight. Number 9 ranked Maple Grove unbeaten on the year. Wayzata in the final poll ranked number 11, and they are just about ready to go here at Park Center tonight. Goaltenders, Frank Gates for Maple Grove. He's been tremendous all year. We've had an opportunity to see him, and he does a good job. And Wayzata gets their senior goalie back, and Will Rammert, and he's had a very good year.
Yeah, and Chad Full had really nice things to say about Will Rammert. He really came around this year and has become a real solid goaltender. He's got good numbers, 6.75 goals against, .520 save percentage. He will be key tonight because I'll tell you what, Maple Grove comes at you in waves. Frank Gates, I don't know if he's been tested that tough, and I think this lineup of Wayzata will give him a test tonight, so we'll see what happens here.
All right, Dan, you thought face-offs would be a key. First one of the game right here. And let's see, and we've got a quick whistle right away. And Tanner Skansen comes out of there with it. And, of course, going head-to-head with Chris Thomas of Wayzata. Maple Grove controls to start the game here tonight. A section final from Park Center, and the Clouds have moved in. We had sunshine for that Section 7 final earlier, but as they warmed up, the Clouds moved in. And the ball way out near midfield. It's controlled by Maple Grove and KP Johnson. He had 3 goals in the semifinals against Elk River Zimmerman. He carries it in, rips a shot. It goes wide and out of play, but Maple Grove's going to hang on, and here's Hunter House.
We'll see how spread out Wayzata gets in their defense. Or they bring it in a little bit tighter and close here. It looks like they're going to play it in a little tighter.
Jag Dugan didn't play, and a turnover there. And Wayzata is going to come out of there with it. And their goaltender, Will Rammert, pops one in the air, and it's retrieved there by Anoka. So he didn't whip it downfield as far as he hopes. House gets it in front. He fans on a shot. And then we got a big collision. We've got a ground ball. KP Johnson picks it up from Maple Grove. So key ground ball pickup there for the Crimson.
They go right back in now and start getting a little more patient here. There's some nerves out there right now. I think these boys know what's at stake here, and just take your time, play your game, get into your flow, get into your rhythm.
Let's see, they'll get it over to Jag Dugan. Dugan, goal line extended, near side. They get it behind the net. That's Brennan Davison. Davison being hounded there defensively by Sawyer Anderson. Anderson all over him with the long stick. Keeping him on the perimeter. And right now, Maple Grove content to stay on the perimeter. They haven't been able to get inside much.
Well, they'll force the middle. You'll watch a cutter come down the guts. Here we go, first one.
Yeah, there's a chance coming in, and Wells, Jonathan Wells, lost the handle. Here comes Wayzata on the attack for the first time. Let's see what they're able to do. Here's Brenton Rederick, and he gets it down to the goal line extended near side, and Braden Ellison, the spectacular sophomore, lays it down on the ground. Nice feed out to Alexander Solly. And Braden Ellison, one of the guys to watch in blue for Wayzata.
Now, all 5 of the guys in blue down there, all 6 of the guys in blue down there are dangerous. They have spread the scoring out. Like I said, you would have to say that Braden Nelson is their star. I mean, he's a sophomore, and he's led them in scoring this year. But, they can hit you from any direction. We saw that in the Hopkins game. But I think they can do the same thing here against Maple Grove.
There's Riley Nelson behind the net, being hounded by big Max McNellis. And I don't know if they've seen any guys as big as McNellis in the Lake Conference this year. On the charge, here's Dalton Seas. Seas is dangerous, shovels it behind the net. Right now, Maple Grove making it very difficult. No opportunities in the middle for Wayzata so far.
Well, they got the 3 Sequoias back there. I'll tell you what, you almost have to go to within the sidelines to get around these guys. They spread it out around the field so much.
Here's Solly, Alexander Solly, as they play catch behind the net. That one gets off the stick in a funny way, but it's picked up by Braden Ellison. And he's going to hold for a moment and try and find some room, and now gives it up as they kind of reset. Braden and Riley Nelson playing catch. Riley makes a charge to the front. Nice feed. Shot over the goal there by Brooks Hansen. And well-positioned was Frank Gates.
Good play by the Trojans, though. That was in tight. That he just went over the top of the net, but he was in there tight. You don't see him get through Maple Grove's defense that often like that.
There's Braden Ellison. Goes to the outside. Skips off the stick because Solly now a ground ball and a fight for that ground ball. And it's picked up by Wayzata. So they retrieve in their offensive zone. That was a key ground ball, and they were able to hang on.
Well, I tell you what, Steve, both these teams, you couldn't get 2 more evenly matched teams, I think, when you look at all the stats and numbers that both these teams have put up. Again, I think right now the difference is maybe it's that strength of schedule, but you got to remember, this is one game, one night.
Yeah, and goalies are big. When you have limited opportunities, we've already seen Gates and Rammert play well in the net. And we got a charge. Nice feed across the net and a goal, and who else? Braden Nelson gets Wayzata on the board first. That was a beautiful feed across from Alexander Solly.
That was just really, really a nice play. Patient play. Good play coming on Solly here. Just gets it across to the man on the back door. And just buries it on Gates. Just got to the spot before Gates could get there. And, you know, this is one thing we watched against Hopkins, too. We saw them first time they played. I mean, they hit that back door. They'll get you coming in one direction. They'll take it right to the opposite direction and come at you from the back door. And to perfection that time to take a 1-0 lead.
There it is. Wayzata has that lead. Braden Nelson from Alexander Solly. And the Trojans lead it. Big draw coming here in the middle. And getting down low beautifully there is Tanner Skansen. But it's retrieved. And now turned over by Wayzata. So Skansen was able to get it into the offensive zone. Wayzata picked it up, but the Crimson will maintain. And now here comes the dangerous Jack Dugan. Gives it up side of the net. They throw it out in front. Here's a goal.
Jonathan Wells.
Jonathan Wells.
Boy, nice. 3-pass, bing, bang, boom, bada bing, bada boom, and they get it in the back of the net. What an answer by the Maple Grove Crimson. Look at that pass. Look at that pass right there. Wells makes no mistake and comes in a little underhanded there. Changes direction. Goalies have a tough time reading that and gets this game tied up for the Maple Grove Crimson after they went down 1-0. Boy, I tell you, that possession stuff. I mean, these face-offs, Steve, are so important. They'll be huge in this game with two good teams like this.
Chris Thomas for Wayzata. Tanner Skansen. There it is. And the assist on the goal to Brennan Davison. And here comes Maple Grove. They get the draw there, a face-off win for Maple Grove. And now they'll set up. And there's Davison down in the far corner. Out in front, Dugan goes a little bit too far, and it'll roll out of bounds, and that's a turnover there. He was trying to hit Wells, but just overshot Wells, and maybe Dugan's showing a little rust.
I think he was surprised to see him that wide open. You know, all of a sudden you choke up a little bit trying to make the perfect pass, and they just choked it up, and it went over his head.
Here's Redrick, and he'll carry over the center line and get it down into the corner. Here's Braden Nelson, has the first goal of the game and the first for Wayzata. We're tied at 1. Wayzata at 7:34, Maple Grove at 7:15. So 19 seconds for the Crimson to even it here in the section final. We're midway through quarter number 1. Steve Thompson, Dan Ficken on CCX. Here's Wayzata getting set up well out on the perimeter. And now they work it behind the net as they kind of go around the horn and try and settle things down. They get it out on top. Solly comes back to the near side. And they've had both, you know, they really had to work to get a look.
Well, Maple Grove, you know, we see them. They come out. They don't sit back and let you play around them. They're going to start putting some pressure from you on the outside, getting you spread out. Chad Full had an opportunity to see that in the tapes of watching the games there, and we'll see what he comes up with that. But they're being very patient here. They're not forcing the issue, and you can't be that way against Maple Grove. You got to take what they give you.
There's Solly. Andrew Solly with it behind the net. Braden Nelson back there. Now they get it to Braden Nelson now out on top. Double team on, and he has to clear out of there. He got whacked pretty good by Jake Knutson. One of those big guys defensively for Maple Grove, and they are formidable, and they're going to punish you if you try and come into the middle.
Yeah, both teams have a little bit of mean on them long sticks on the defensive side here.
And a nice feed in front, but fanning on the shot there was Brooks Hansen. And here comes Maple Grove the other way. So Hansen, and now it's turned over again and picked up by Wayzata. Here comes the Trojans. And Alexander Solly.
One thing to watch here with the Trojans, if they get a numbers edge on you, they will go. They'll fast break you to death if they get an opportunity here. You could see they were looking to make that move, but saw the numbers weren't there, so they pulled it back again. Smart team.
Wayzata gets it set up again. They've held the edge so far in possession time. But Maple Grove tied it up quickly. We're 1-1. And now they get it to the outside. Here's Dalton Seas. Seas makes a move down the middle and throws it at to goal and scores. He got double teamed, but beat the double team and then beat Gates.
Got hit pretty good as he let it go, but nice move here. Switches his hands good, gets a good shot as he gets it in between the 2D. I think Gates was a little bit screened that time, but Seas paid the price. I'll tell you what, he tried to get in them Sequoias and they knocked him down, but nice shot. Gives the Trojans a 1-goal lead.
2-1 Wayzata. Goal to Seas, his first of the game. And now it's Chris Thomas for Wayzata and Tanner Skansen. They put the ball down and they're ready to battle it out.
Boy, second call against Chris Thomas. That's unusual for him. That's illegal procedure, I guess you call it. But he flinched is what he did. And I'm surprised to see that out of him. He's a pretty solid photo.
Here's Dugan down behind the net. That's Brennan Davison. They're playing catch. Now way to the outside. And Carter Lusing, he had 2 goals, 2 assists in the semifinals against Elk River Zimmerman. There's Davison again. He'll pick it up. Under duress, he picked up that ground ball down to the outside. Here's Lusing, gets it to the inside. It's picked up there. Well, for a moment, House couldn't pick it up. Then finally he does. Nice scoop there on the ground ball. And now he'll set it up behind the net. Now he'll make a charge. He gets in front and he scores and ties it up.
Okay, you score, I score. You score, I score. Hunter House with a great move. Somebody had. He split 3 Trojans that time. Saw the move, hesitation, and he comes right through him, including the goalie there. Just beats him clean. 1, 2, 3.
Rammert didn't have much of a chance there. He gets his first. He had 3 goals in the semifinals against Elk River Zimmerman at Maple Grove on Monday night, so he's got a goal here. And as you pointed out, Dan, seesaw battle, Wayzata, then Maple Grove, then Wayzata, now Maple Grove. We're knotted at 2, late quarter number 1. Dark clouds to the north, looks pretty good off to the west. So maybe we'll get this one in without interruption. Off the draw, we got a ground ball going to the far side, and it's ruled out of bounds. Wayzata ball. Wayzata comes up with it as they try and get the lead back on the far side. On the charge here is Hansen. Hansen goes behind the net. Braden Ellison is trying to get organized.
You know, we've talked here too about, you know, these two teams do not make a lot of turnovers either. We haven't seen a whole lot. There's been some good defensive plays, but nothing really blatant. You see in the notes there, Wayzata seeking their 4th tournament berth. They were in there last year, got to the semis, and had a nice run, but just couldn't quite close the deal. Go ahead.
Here's Seas, who has a goal. Threw it in on net. Saved by Gates. So Seas from fairly far out put a shot on, but Gates was up to the task. And now Maple Grove has a chance to grab their first lead of the game.
Yeah, I was talking before the game to Coach Chad Fulte. He says he watched the tape of the Maple Grove Armstrong game, and of course Armstrong, oh my gosh.
Well, they get it in front, right side of the net. And that one goes out of play. Goaltender Will Rammert may have got a stick on it. That was a shot by Brennan Davis, and that skipped out of there. Here comes Wayzata.
Yeah, it was kind of an odd-looking shot there. It kind of went off. I'm just wondering again if it came out of that basket weird too. But Rammert may have got a piece of it. But
we've seen that a few times tonight already, where people have, you know, fanned on it a little bit. And here's Braden Ellison. It didn't get much on it. It goes behind the net. Wayzata controls. And Brooks Hansen on the far side gets away out in the perimeter.
Well, you noticed in that Armstrong-Maple Grove game, while Armstrong took a lot of shots from outside there and scored on him, the guys got their arms extended. It probably wasn't Maple Grove's best defensive game, but that's why you saw Wayzata take that shot. They usually won't take one that far out, but they're going to test Gates as much as possible. Gates hasn't seen a lot of shots this year in comparison to Rammert.
We see McNellis working defensively there with that long stick, and what an advantage that is against Riley Nelson. He was all over him, but still had room to maneuver.
Yeah. That
he was able to use that stick so effectively in that sequence.
I gave it enough so Gates could get himself in the way and make a nice save there.
Wayzata maintains. Here's Dalton Seas. He has a goal. He charges into the middle. Slips. Ball down. We got a ground ball. Seas comes out of there with it. How about that?
Nice
he slipped
hustle.
and fell, but grabbed it. And now they get a guy right down the middle, and then he misses the net. And Brooks Hansen, he took the feed from Braden Nelson and couldn't finish.
Boy, that's twice he's been in there and he's missed. One time he went over the net, now he missed to the side, but there we go.
And they get one right down the middle, and that's Seas for the second time in the game. His second goal in a row for Wayzata, and late in quarter number 1, they grab a 3-2 lead.
Well, 4th leading scorer in the team this year in the regular season. He's had a good section run here, and just gets it real quick and buries it. I mean, Gates didn't even have a clue on it.
That was really a good play there.
Yeah.
It caught Maple Grove a little flat-footed, which we generally don't see, and now it's 3-2 Wayzata. A little bit more scoring than maybe we thought here today.
Yeah, you're right. But they're, both offenses are working well enough to get in tight, and I'm surprised Wayzata is getting so many opportunities in tight, because the 2 times we've seen Maple Grove, nobody got in there.
And off that face-off, it's controlled by Maple Grove. And Carter Lysing, he'll trot in. Picking him up defensively, John Hess. Now here's Maple Grove trying to get room in the middle. That was Brennan Davison. Back over to Lysing behind the net. And now it's Jack Dugan. They play catch on the perimeter. Wayzata coming out a little bit more aggressively here defensively late in the quarter. Now we got a ground ball. And Wayzata's going to control. Yes, they will. Picking it up is Colin Kabinski. Kabinski gets it ahead quickly to the dangerous Braden Nelson. He finds someone in the middle, and that one skips high over the net.
Boy, good play by Colin Kabinski. We've said his name a lot between hockey and lacrosse. He's just a all-around athlete. Oh, man.
And there's Braden Nelson, and he rips one by Gates, and Wayzata leads it 4-2.
Well, here you go with a turnover situation. Good D by Wayzata. They get it to their leading scorer, Braden Nelson, and he just buries it. Gets his arms fully extended, left-handed, and Gates can't do too much about that. That was in tight and a great shot.
Second goal in the game. Of course, he joins his teammate, Dalton Sees, with a couple of goals, and it's now 4-2 Wayzata. Right at the end, that goal comes with 1 second left in quarter number 1. And we're going to be going to the break with Wayzata in control of the Section 8 final. And off that face-off, it's controlled by Thomas Cleanly. But the quarter comes to an end, and that would have been an opportunity for Wayzata to extend the lead. But Wayzata in a seesaw battle gets 2 goals late in the quarter and leads at 4-2, Dan.
Well, 2-goal lead built on the first big turnover of the game caused by Wayzata's defense, so we'll see what happens.
All right, we've got quarter number 2 coming up. It is the Section 8 Boys Lacrosse Final here on CCX.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just
Please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Steve Thompson, Dan Ficken, Section 8 Boys Lacrosse final tonight. And Wayzata took command in quarter number 1 and leads at 4-2. By the way, we have a final out of Section 2. A couple of late conference teams. Yep. Eden Prairie beat Minnetonka 11-6, Eagles to state.
Beware the Eagles. Good, strong program, and late conference, boy, I'll tell you, top to bottom, that is one good conference. Jeepers, Caminetly.
And, of course, you feel for Hopkins, who's trying to get their program up and running, and they got to play in that league. And that is really tough for the Royals. Here we go. Switch sides. Once again, Chris Thomas and Tanner Scanson to battle. And we got another procedure call, and Maple Grove gets a break. And they have an opportunity to get a goal here and get within 1. Crimson and white, of course. They're working down to our right. And they get a nice feed in front, but not enough for Wells to take a shot. He was watched there pretty closely, and they go behind the net. And let's see if they run some action for Jack Dugan and get Dugan involved. Here's Dugan on the charge. He got turned away. Dugan trying to battle. Now he goes across, and that one skips by Wells. Wells trying to retrieve, gets the ground ball. Then he gets collared, and Maple Grove's going to go a man up here. They get it in front, and then they throw it away, and they blow it dead. And Wayzata's going to go a man down here.
We'll see a hold and a high stick, I guess, whatever you want to call that. That definitely was illegal. Got under the chin of Jonathan Wells, but, Wells just had a step on the D, and he had to do something, and he got caught up here. So I'll call that a hold. So the Maple Grove will go a man up here, I believe, for a minute.
Yep, Kabinski takes a penalty there. First penalty of the game there. Let's see what Maple Grove does here in this man-up situation. Let's see if they can get something over to Dugan. Dugan has it. He carries it out of there.
They're trying to set a pick for Dugan there.
Here's KP Johnson ripping a shot. Goes over the cage. Will Rammer didn't have to get a stick on that one, and that had some steam on it. And here's House. He gets it to Dugan. Nice move. Dugan gets inside, and then it's blocked by Rammer. Wow, what a save by Rammer.
Nice save. Boy, really stepped in there, and he gets open, and he gets those arms extended. And I'll tell you what, Rammer, did that go off the post?
I think it maybe hit the post. Goalie's best friend.
Yeah.
Here's House. House loses a handle. Could be a big turnover there, and now we got a pick. And that's going to allow House to retrieve. And then he tips it back to Brennan Davison. Nice play there. Then Davison loses it off the stick. And now we have another ground ball in a battle. So, boy, Maple Grove not able to take advantage of the man-up spot. And now Wayzata's going to get it up 4-2, so they're able to hold.
Push from behind there, and all of a sudden Wayzata's got it, and they're just running there clear now. We'll see if Maple Grove can set up a good ride here. Nope.
All right, here goes Wayzata into the offensive zone, and they get it to Braden Olson. He's got a couple of goals. Of course, Dalton sees a couple of goals as they set up shop. Brooks Hansen comes along the near side, gets it further out. Alexander Solly with it. And now we get the old switcheroo coming in. To grab it is Seas, and now they go back behind the net and set up. Right now, just inside of 10 minutes in quarter number 2, they lead at 4-2 and have to feel pretty good. Dark clouds well to the north of us, probably over the river in Anoka County. It looks pretty good to the west, so we'll keep our fingers crossed here at Park Center. Get this game in. Here's Seas. He's turned away, and then they throw it away. Comes over the center line. We got a ground ball, and I think we had a man come over the center line. Offside. Maple Grove's going to hang on to it, so an onside call. And Maple Grove's able to hold, so we've got a couple of stops each way.
Well, you can see the nervousness is there. I tell you, them sticks are getting gripped a little tight, especially for the Crimson on that last run. 3 times the ball came out of their baskets, just kind of real weirdly.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit tonight.
Yeah.
KP Johnson's got it. He's going to trot down into the corner. Going to work off a pick there by Matt Savanich. Savanich seeing some action. Savanich saw a lot of time with Jack Dugan out on Monday night in the semifinals. Here's Johnson trying to battle his way in. He gets hauled down, no call. And now we are going to get a call on that one.
Yeah, a hold there. Not a penalty hold, but a hold.
Yeah, and you would figure that Maple Grove would hang on there. And that's a stick right up in the face. And maybe John Hess avoided a penalty there with that one. We had the beauty of replay there, Dan, and that one went up high.
Well, they're not playing ballet on this field tonight. I'll tell you, they're manning up here.
Here's House. House trying to get to the front. He's dangerous. Now they get it outside to Dugan. Dugan trying to get into the middle. Throws it toward the net. Trying to feed it down low, and that's a turnover. It went off Carter Lysing. So Wayzata comes back up 4-2, and they'll try and get it over the center line. KP Johnson pretty aggressive there, and finally Wayzata gets it over the line. Nice feed ahead. And this is Brooks Hansen, and Hansen will restore order on the near side.
Well, Wayzata's being very patient on defense, doing a good job, and they're getting some turnovers here. They're really disrupting Maple Grove, and probably more so to the point that Maple Grove's been disrupted all year.
Andrew Solly. Now they get it over to the near side. This is Brooks Hansen. Now behind the net, Riley Nelson. As they work the perimeter, no move to the inside yet. And they just kind of go around the horn. Probing that Maple Grove defense. On a charge here is Riley Nelson. He's turned away by Big Max McNellis. He falls down, and they get it outside. That McNellis fell down, and that allowed Brooks Hansen to get wide open and score.
Nice move right there as he beats the D, and he gets open, and he's unselfish enough to get it out to Brooks Hansen, who's wide open. D had to make a choice. He either had to step aside getting to the guy coming around the net or get out to Hansen, and he had to make a choice, and they caught him at it, and Hansen just buried it. A good high-low shot into the lower left corner.
First of the game for Brooks Hansen, 5-2 Wayzata. And now Maple Grove reeling a little bit. They're unbeaten on the season. Haven't been in this spot a lot this year. Down in a big spot, this Section 8 final. And Wayzata right now feeling really good. Chris Thomas out there. Tanner Skansen again. Another big draw. And we got a hold there. And now Wayzata gets it. Advantage, Trojans.
And that was big and bad right there for the Trojans. My gosh, I mean, Thomas has been having trouble all night. And but the Trojans have shown we don't need to have our face-offs being won at a high percentage. We'll get it done on the defensive side, and this is a bonus for them.
So McNellis slips. That leaves Riley Nelson open. He was able to find Brooks Hansen charging to the net. 5-2 Wayzata. McNellis, of course, with that long stick behind the net. And you know, he felt terribly about that because that put Wayzata in a good spot. And they took advantage of it right away. They made McNellis and the Crimson pay. Riley Nelson down deep. And we got Braden Nelson on the far side. Now they get Braden into the middle. Let's see if they can find room to maneuver. Nice spin move there, and they go right back behind the net. And they get it in front. And a big save by Gates. Gates got his body on it. Wayzata maintains. They'll try and run down the ground ball, but they overrun it. And now here comes Maple Grove, an opportunity for the Crimson. Jackson Carlson, long stick, fires and scores.
Oh, them long sticks love it when they can get a run at the net and take a shot. And it's amazing how many times they score. He really fakes it off. He looks it off really nice there, and then he just rips one. And with the height of that stick coming through and the velocity he could generate, especially in a high-low situation, that's tough for a goalie to stop. Boy, that was a big goal for the Crimson right there. That's getting them right back in it here.
Comes at 6:24. Carlson off the ground ball down the field. Rips a shot by Rammert, 5-3, and now another huge draw. Maple Grove tries to seize a little momentum, Dan. And this is such a game of runs that if you can get that face off, and coming out of there is Skansen. He'll pick it up. He gets hammered. He loses it, and now Wayzata picks up a ground ball. So he wins the face-off, then loses it. Now Skansen's still in there as he tries to control. And now we've got a whistle, and they're going to give it to Wayzata. So the Trojans get it back.
Got to push on the Crimson there, which gave it back to the Trojans.
Here comes Wayzata up 5-3. Quarter number 2 in the Section 8 final. And they get it to the near side, now to the left. Now the dangerous Brooks Hansen.
They made a nice play there, just settled it right down, just didn't try to rush things. They didn't have numbers, so just relax. They want to put an answer back together against Crimson here.
Tom Zieg chases Hansen behind the net. And now Wayzata sets up. They still have a 2-goal lead. Huge goal a moment ago by Maple Grove. And now Wayzata kind of setting things up a little bit differently. They've moved more people into the middle, trying to free someone up. Here's Andrew Solly. Solly spins, fires, goes wide of the net. And it'll go out of play. And Wayzata's going to hang on, of course. They had a man deep there. On the charge, Riley Nelson turned away by McNellis. Gets around McNellis, gets in front, blocked by Gates, and maybe the post. And now it's Braden Nelson, the sophomore. He's playing catch behind there with Brooks Hansen. Hansen gets it in front. And another save by Gates. Oh, boy. Gates has made himself look really big in that tonight.
Well, he's using his body now. He's getting that basket down low, but he's getting his body in way of the ball. But we're going to have a penalty here against the Maple Grove Crimson, the big guy.
They're first, and McNellis is going to take a knee. And now Wayzata goes a man up, and we'll see what they do. And
cross-check penalty, 1 minute. So Trojans, I think this is the first time they've been man up the whole game.
Yep. one apiece now in the man-up category, and Wayzata's been able to strike pretty quickly out of these stoppages. They get it to Hansen out on the left. They tighten it up a little bit. Much smaller circle as they work it around the perimeter.
There it is.
And they get it in front. Another save by Gates. Got the body in front of it. He's willing to sacrifice his body. And now Maple Grove comes out of there, and it's Tom Zieg, and we got another stoppage. And we got a timeout, Maple Grove.
Maple Grove, good call.
Yeah.
Good call, set him down. I think Gates had a foot save on that one, but I got a good kick save. Nice run coming down, and we could see right there. Good play. Nope, it was off his chest or his basket, one of the two. He just kicked his leg out, but good save by Gates. Now, he needed that. He needs to get a couple good stops here to get his, I think, maybe his confidence back a little bit. He hasn't seen this many goals scored on him at this point in the game, I think, in a long time. So we'll see what happens. But a little regroup time for Crimson. They got the ball back now. They want to remind him that, let's run this penalty off now. Don't be in a hurry to get in, to score. Just work the ball around until we can get our extra player in there, get it evened up, and then we'll roll into our offense here. Wayzata, double team, double team, double team, double team the ball carrier. You got the extra guy, so get a double team going and get that ball back as quick as you can. Even if you don't maintain the man up, at least you'll have the ball when it goes even again. So that's basically what they're talking about on the sidelines here. So we'll see what each team does as they come out.
Yeah, and Maple Grove, they were kind of hanging in there. They early in the quarter dropped down 5-2, then got a huge goal from Jackson Carlson off a ground ball, went down the field, and Carlson was able to get that back to make it a 2-goal game, and that was huge. And now Maple Grove an opportunity to get one here and be down by 1 late in the second quarter, and they have to feel like they're right in it because, at times they've struggled to get set up offensively and get good looks.
Yes, they have. Wayzata plays tough D. They're smothering you all over the attack zone like Maple Grove have a tendency to do, but they're very solid. If you notice, nothing in the guts. Nothing in the guts for the Crimson.
Oh, and then Maple Grove turns it over
mistake.
Out of that timeout. It was Alexander Shemanowski who couldn't handle the pass, and now Wayzata, just like that, gets it right back. And they're still up by 2, trying to extend that lead right here. And it's Brooks Hansen. Trotting to the side, Riley Nelson. He'll take a break here. And coming on to play is Matteo Feast. They get it to the side of the net, and what a move. Step to the goal line and then back up by Braden Nelson. And Wayzata up 6-3.
Well, the kid's a player, boy. He's been identified. I think he's going to end up going to he's committed to Detroit Mercy already. But different angle shot. But that left hand, man, they set him up on that side so he can bring that left hand around centered on the goal. And there the sophomore gets his 3rd goal today. He's really stepping up for a young guy.
Yeah, that was a great move, though. Yeah. That step down low and then right back to the middle and ripped the shot. Yeah. That beat Frank Gates, and now it's 6-3. And an all-important face-off coming up here with 4:11 to go in quarter number 2 of this Section 8 championship game at Park Center. Dark clouds to the north. Up there in Anoka County, it is coming down. But here in northern Hennepin County, we are high and dry, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Well, you're maintaining your powers here, Steve. I haven't had a rainy game since you started coming.
Skansen wins the draw, maintains possession. That was huge for Maple Grove. He did his job and comes off the field. Now Maple Grove's got to get set up. They've got to find Dugan here. You would think they want to get Dugan going and run a play for him at some point. And, of course, Wayzata's going to try and take him away. They get it into the middle, and House.
There it is.
Well, Dugan went behind the net. House came free and scored.
They went to their bread and butter. I mean, nice play by Wells here. Now watch this move into the middle by House. He comes across, and that's where they like to be at home. They're real comfortable in that gut situation, and those guys can catch it and rifle it real quick. And a big goal for the Crimson here to bring it back 6-4 here.
So House is second of the game. 3:44 to go, 6-4. But that was a nice feed, and we saw that in the semifinals against Elk River Zimmerman, where they were able to kind of do that little pass from out high down low on the move. That isn't easy. See what they do here. Thomas and Skansen. Skansen had it for a moment. Still a ground ball as they fight for it. And can Maple Grove control? They do. Nice pick there by Carter Lysing. They get it ahead. Here's House. House out on the right, trying to spin into the middle. He's turned away defensively. He still battles his way in, doesn't take a shot, and then sets it up on the outside as they change.
There it is.
And then they get it into the middle.
It is.
What a feed. House inside to Carter Lysing, and he scores.
Well, House just did the dance and got everybody watching him, and then all of a sudden Carter Lysing just kind of moseys into the middle here very quietly, gets the ball into him, bang, they do it again. A high-low shot down low. They're very good at it. That's where they live. Gotten 2 quick goals, bring it back to a 1-goal game.
So Carter Lysing is first. Those goals come 29 seconds apart, and it's 6-5. And it can, once again, Tanner Skansen win this face-off.
There you go, Steve. You hit it right on the head all of a sudden. Okay, fine. We'll just start winning some face-offs here. We're making the most of our possessions, and we have a push from behind. It'll be the Maple Grove ball.
Yeah, so that was a ground ball out of the face-off.
No, I guess not. My fault.
They're going to rule Wayzata.
Yep.
So the Trojans have it as their lead shrinks to 1. And now we got a turnover and a ground ball coming out of there, still on the ground, coming to the near side. House tries to pick it up, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Wayzata ball. And now the coaches, Gig Wilson, Chad Herr, trying to get this sorted out. Now Wayzata gets it in. Nice tough move. Alexander Solly. Solly carries it into the middle, over to the right, gets it down low, now behind the net. Wayzata with some urgency. Back out in front, big collision, turnover, and now we've got a foul, and I think Wayzata's going to hang on to it. Someone took a big shot right in front.
Push from behind by your buddy there, Mr. McNillis.
Chris McNellis took a penalty earlier. Wayzata hangs on. As we close in on 2 minutes to go in quarter number 2 in the Section 8 title game. On the far side, Wayzata, sharp look, those yellow helmets. Blue jerseys, that's a good look.
I love both of them because you can really see the numbers from up high here.
Yeah, someone old like me can see them from up here. That helps. Ball goes over to the side, and it's picked up there by Braden Nelson. 3-goal scorer for Wayzata, the outstanding sophomore. He's been terrific and loves that right side. He spends some time down below the goal line. They got him set up on the right side. Here's a charge. Pretty good D by Maple Grove as they turn that charge away. Now it's out on the right. They get it down low, but it goes side of the net. Looked like they tried to get Braden Nelson sneaking toward the net, but he wasn't home. Now here's Riley Nelson as he spins out of there. He's being watched. He gets some room in the middle, gets it down low, and what a feed. And what a goal for Brooks Hansen. Boy, that was Riley Nelson down to Brooks Hansen. That was beautiful.
Those two are just making dancing plays. Nice pass here by Nelson, and Hansen just makes absolutely sure in the short side here. Boy, that was right by the basket, too. I mean, Gates doesn't even have a chance at that. Man, just uncorked it. His second goal of the night. Boy, I've had some nice feeds, though, both him and Nelson. I've worked well on that side together.
1:36 to go. Wayzata's lead. Big goal there, 7-5. Maple Grove had a little momentum. Wayzata takes it back, and now it's Thomas again and Skansen as they fight it out down low at the center of the field. Skansen comes out of there for a moment, but it's knocked away. Picked up by Thomas. Thomas quickly gets it ahead, so he does his job. He hung with it and was able to scoop up the ground ball.
Well, that's just stick-to-itiveness here, but I tell you, they lost that. Looked like they lost the face-off. They just kept coming at it and got it out of Skansen's hands, and here they are set up again with a minute left about.
Trying to get that 3-goal lead back. They're up 7-5. We're closing in on a minute to go in quarter number 1. Steve Thompson, Dan Ficken here on the CCX. Section 8 Boys Championship game. Winner to state. Earlier here at Park Center, Anoka beat Blaine. The Tornadoes go back to the state tournament. They had a fine year. Runners up to Maple Grove in the Northwest Suburban. Crimson, of course, beat the Tornadoes during the regular season. Here's Wayzata taking their time. They're going to probably work it down here for one good look. Maple Grove wants to avoid giving up that good look. Here we go. Wayzata on the charge. In on the right side is Dalton Sees. He has a couple of goals. Right now, Maple Grove, maybe a turnover. No, Sees picks it up off a tough hop. And now he's on a charge, gets it across. It's picked up there by Brooks Hansen. Hansen will try and shovel it to Riley Nelson. Now it's a ground ball. McNellis tries to pick up. And now we've got...
got to push from behind.
Yeah, we got Wayzata with the ball. And now they got to move. And now we got another stoppage and a timeout. Wayzata with 9 seconds to go, and they're going to set up one play.
Yeah, they're going to try and sit. A good coach, a good call by Coach Herr. You know, get them settled down. Now they got an opportunity to get up at 3 goals. 9 seconds is plenty of time to set something up and rock with it. I would be willing to bet you that maybe either 7 or 22 is going to get the ball here for the Trojans. Brooks Hansen's been pretty hot. He's gotten open quite well. Obviously, Braden Nelson, he's just lit it up for him. You know, the couple guys we haven't really heard too much from are Sali and Seas. You know, they've had a good season each too, but you know they've really been stepping back. But with the half that Braden Nelson's had, boy, I'll tell you what, they haven't needed him.
Yeah, Seas had 2 goals in quarter number 1, but it has been quiet here in quarter number 2. By the way, Wayzata led it 4-2 after 1, and both teams 3 goals here in quarter number 2. And it looked like it was going to get away from Maple Grove early in quarter number 2. They trailed it 5-2, and now Wayzata bidding to go back up by 3 at the end of quarter number 2 right here. So we come out of the timeout. We're going to see what kind of play they set up. And you got Will Rammert going all the way down the field. Probably won't see anything here at the end of the second quarter, but he's still got to be in net. You never know.
Seen stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah. So McNellis is going to challenge Riley Hansen, and here's Hansen. Out of the timeout, he makes a charge right in front. He's turned away by McNellis. Nice spin in front, gets by Gates. Gates, I think, got a leg on it, and then they kind of backhand it toward the net, and it goes wide. But I think Gates made the save there right at the end of quarter number 2 to keep this a 2-goal game here in the Section 8 championship. Wayzata still leads Maple Grove 7-5.
Good move here by Nelson. Switches hands, brings it across, gets it down, hits the goalpost. Hits the far side goalpost. And then that little backhand skidder toward it, you know, almost went in too. So, boy, Trojans dangerous here at the end of the half.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell in real time if Gates got a leg on it or it hit the post, but our crew, good job getting the replay there and seeing it did hit the post. And after 1, Wayzata leads Maple Grove 7-5, 2 quarters away from deciding who will represent Section 8 in the Boys State Lacrosse Tournament starting next Tuesday in Chanhassen. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our halftime report and quarter number 3 in a moment here on CCX.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to Park Center and the Section 8 Boys Lacrosse Championship game here on CCX. Steve Thompson, Dan Ficken. We got a good one so far. It's lived up to the billing, Dan.
Yes, it has.
And some good scoring opportunities throughout quarters 1 and 2. And some good goaltending and outstanding defense. But we've also seen some turnovers and miscues. An opportunity there for Brooks Hansen. He fires over the net. And then eventually the leading goal scorer for Wayzata, Braden Nelson, that sophomore, got it rolling. He had 3 goals in the half. Hunter House, he's been tremendous for Maple Grove all season long, and he powered his way in front. And that's such a tough move when you got a kid who's willing to take a beating and go in front. Then, of course, Frank Gates, a save there. Frank Gates has seen a lot of action, and then what a shot from Braden Nelson for Wayzata. That's a big league shot on the right side. And then here's House again, who got it in the middle, and they've been able to find him inside, and that's been a key. And here's a good play between Riley Nelson and Brooks Hansen. And Hansen's been tremendous. So both teams showing good balance. What stands out for me, though, Dan, is the fact that Maple Grove hasn't been able to get Jack Dugan rolling.
Not at all. I mean, and he's barely touched the ball when they've been down there. He's tried a few times to dodge, but they're all over him and don't think the Trojans don't know who he is. But I'm just, Wayzata's taken advantage of their opportunities. They have caused the most turnovers in comparison in this game. That has been the difference so far. If you look at faceoffs, Maple Grove's gotten most of them, but the ground balls and the turnovers have been the difference, and Wayzata's capitalized, and that's why they have a 7-5 lead here.
All right, Dan, we've got quarter number 3 coming up in a moment. Once again, winner on to state next week at Chanhassen. Of course, they'll play 4 games next Tuesday at Chanhassen as they kick off the Boys State Lacrosse Tournament. Wayzata bidding for their 4th trip to state, Maple Grove their 2nd. Trojans lead at 7-5 at the half here on CCX.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Ready to go. Quarter number 3, teams are on the field. Frank Yates will defend the net down to our right. Will Rammert for Wayzata, and the goal down to our left. Wayzata leads at 7-5, and Maple Grove's never had a lead in this game, and you got to wonder, how they're going to approach that because they're unbeaten coming in. They haven't been in the spot very much this year.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot of close games. I think that Armstrong game where they went into OT and Edina 9-8 where they won by a goal. So that's about their only experience, but we'll see how they weather. We got a lot of lacrosse to play yet. Couple good things going for them. They've been winning the face-offs, the draws, and doing a good job there. And they've been able to come back and fight back and get themselves back in the game. Wayzata, keep working the turnovers, keep playing good defense, make Maple Grove work every time they come down into your zone.
All right, Thomas again, Scantinson, and we got a hold, and it's going to be Wayzata ball. So those guys trot off the field. Here comes Wayzata up by 2. Their big lead in the game is 3. 5-2 early in quarter number 2. As we start quarter number 3, winner on to state. And here's the goal summary. You can see there. And Maple Grove House with a couple of goals to lead the way. Balanced scoring for Maple Grove. Key guy, Jack Dugan. Can they get Jack Dugan rolling here in quarters 3 and 4? Wayzata is playing very well, and they come out here early in the 3rd and play the perimeter and get it set up. And, you can't blame them. They've got a 2-goal lead and just kind of settle in. And
yeah, I would be willing to bet you that Maple Grove's going to start putting a little more pressure on the perimeter as they sit back there and start playing that little game with them. They're going to really force them to play.
Braden Elson, 3 goals to lead the way. And we got a shot from the perimeter. And boy, that is a beauty. Dalton sees his 3rd of the game. Rips one by Frank Gates, and now it's 8-5 Wayzata.
Dalton sees back in. It takes advantage of it, comes out to him, and there's a underhanded shot. Low high, and just rips it above Frank Gates' shoulder, by gosh, and back out to a 3-goal lead for the Trojans here with less than a minute into the second half.
And there's Chad Herr talking to Seas about that. And Herr spends a little time in the weight room, I would say. Based on what I saw there.
Yeah, he ain't out there throwing a lacrosse stick around much. He's throwing some iron around.
Yeah, he doesn't eat where I eat, for that matter. All right, here's Wayzata, big face-off win. They come back the other way. Once again, they have a 3-goal lead. That equals their big of the game. They're trying to extend it to 4 and really put Maple Grove in a tough spot. Of course, Maple Grove, the unbeaten season.
Well, Thomas coming out now. Their Fogo winning a couple face-offs here for him. And they scored on their first possession. See if this is their second. See if they can put another one up there and start getting a little bit of momentum to pull away.
And a move toward the net there by Riley Nelson. Played very well in this game. A couple of assists tonight. Now with a 3-goal lead, they're in absolutely no hurry. This is one of those where they want to get a good look and run a good play. And as you pointed out, Dan, Maple Grove's going to have to change something up here and try and get that ball back. And you see McNellis way out there challenging. And Nelson beats the big guy and shoots one in front. That hit traffic. I don't think it got all the way in on Gates. We got a ground ball, big ground ball battle, and it's won by Wayzata. Brooks Hansen goes over to scoop it up. Another ground ball win there. He was able to just kind of get around the pack and scoop that one up on the fly.
Wayzata's been picking up about 20 ground balls a game, where Maple Grove, oh my gosh, 27 per game. So, you know, Wayzata's doing some things here that Maple Grove hasn't seen too much of. They're losing some battles they don't normally lose.
Sees a nice move, gives it up down behind the net, and Braden Nelson. Now it's Riley Nelson. They get it out on the perimeter. And they set it up again. On a charge here, Andrew Solly. Solly gets to the front, spins around, pulls the trigger. That skips wide of the net, goes out of play, and Wayzata will hang on. That was a pretty good move inside. He just missed the net. Andrew Solly for Wayzata. Now it's Braden Nelson, 3 goals in the game. And he gets it out to the near side. This is Alexander Solly. And Solly charges with the right hand, switches hands, now gets it out on top, a little bit further down low to Brooks Hansen. Wayzata gets it back to Hansen, and then that's blocked there by Gates, picked up by Wayzata, back in front, and then it skips away to the far side, and it's going to be Maple Grove ball. So Maple Grove bends but doesn't break there, and down by 3. They need a goal here. Here comes the Crimson quickly as they try and set it up in front of Will Rammert down to our left. This is Hunter House.
They need to take advantage right now, Steve. They got to get one here.
House spins in front, gets it further to the outside. They play catch on the perimeter. Trying to get Jack Dugan going. Spinning in there is Carter Lysing. Lysing misses the net. But there was plenty of blue in front of the goaltender there. Will Rammert, they really collapsed around the goalie. And now here's Jack Dugan. Let's see if Dugan can use that speed. Didn't play in the semifinals. He was cleared to play, but he came back into the lineup, and then Matt Savanich can't handle the pass. We have a ground ball. Wayzata trying to spin out of there, and ultimately the Trojans prevail. They're going to come out of there with a key ground ball, so a turnover on Maple Grove. And here comes Wayzata up by 3. Braden Nelson with it.
Huge advantage. Just got to feel bad about it. He was a little casual on that pickup, and it cost him. Wayzata's right back in attacking again.
Alexander Solly over to the far side, Brooks Hansen. Hansen's going to back off. We close in on the midway point of the third quarter. Wayzata leading at 8-5. They led it 4-2 after 1, 7-5 at the break, and they have the lone goal here in the third. And now they're content to play way out on the perimeter. And now we got a move here toward Solly. Alexander Solly takes a move, and he skips one in. He just powered his way to the left and then was able to get a good look and beat Gates down low.
Out to a 4-goal lead now. I don't think they've been out that far so far in this game. So, man, oh man. Good left-handed shot here. Got it down low in that corner. High-low, and just beats Gates, man. Beats him bad from the outside like that.
So Solly is first of the game there. Comes at 7:01, and you're right. First 4-goal lead of the game for Wayzata. And now the Crimson are going to lean on Tanner Skansen. He needs a win, and the Maple Grove Crimson need a goal right now. This is starting to get away. And we got another hold here, and Wayzata is going to get it. So we've seen an advantage. Chris Thomas here in the third quarter has done a much better job against Tanner Skansen. And now Wayzata trying to capitalize. They get it in front, and a save by Gates. Big save by Gates. And that was huge. And here comes Maple Grove. Ben Zitnak. And we got a player down on the field injured for Wayzata. And it may have come after the shot, but someone took a big hit for Wayzata. And now we have an injury timeout with 6:42 to go. And we can't tell from this angle who's down on the field, but let's see if we can catch it here. Save there by Gates, and then just getting clobbered by McNellis in front, way up high. And it looked like it could have been Dalton Seas who took one on the chin. We didn't have a penalty call here, but I can't confirm it's Seas, but he took one in the chops right there.
It's really hard to determine what happened here as far as an injury. Maybe a cut or something, but you know, he's looking more in pain or something else here.
It is Seas. And he had a couple of goals in the first quarter, one here in the third, so he has 3. But when he was charging the net, he took a shot up high from Max McNellis. And he's going to shake it off. We got another look at this injury here. And he ripped the shot, saved by Gates, and then he just kind of ran into McNellis. I don't think McNellis intentionally drilled him up high. I just think it was a collision. Well, he took the worst of it.
Yeah, McNellis is tall. I mean, you know, you see a lot of times big 6-footers in hockey get called for penalties just because their elbows at the wrong place. But I think he just rocked his neck a little bit, and he kind of got a little worried about it. But so they're talking about a little too high. They're gonna
no penalty. There was no flag. So we're even up here midway through quarter number 3, and Maple Grove needs to get something going right now.
Big possession for Maple Grove now too. I mean, they need to get one back, or they do not want to go down 5 goals. So they got to get something rolling here.
KP Johnson and Jack Dugan playing catch. Dugan with the ball. Dugan fires it out in front, catching and shooting, and hitting the goaltender, Will Rammert, and that skips out of there, and Maple Grove. That was a good play, though.
Wasn't able to get that shot down on the ground, kind of a straight line shot. Rammert was up to the task, making the save.
Here's Dugan, takes some punishment, finally gives it up on the outside. Ball gets down on the field. Carter Lausing able to use his body to shield it and pick it up cleanly. Now they come to the middle. Here's House way on the outside. Hunter House trying to use his speed and then turns away. Now he spins toward the goal line extended. Tries to get inside, but pretty good defense there by Colin Kabinski. Now here's Maple Grove trying to get anything going. Dugan now trying to use his speed on the perimeter. Probes the outside. Or excuse me, KP Johnson. He wears 23, Dugan 22. KP Johnson gives it up. Now it's Wells. Wells tries to get inside. Now Savanic gives it up on the side, and there's a shot. Just missing the net. KP Johnson had a pretty good look. Couldn't hit the net.
Now, if you notice, Wayzata's hesitating now. They're getting that guts closed down. They're not letting guys float in there. 24 defense for Wayzata is going to lag in the middle.
House gets in the middle. It may have hit the pipe. And now we got Wayzata ball. I don't know what the...
Hunter House touched the crease. Got his foot in there, and that automatic turnover.
So an opportunity for Maple Grove goes away, and now Wayzata trying to double up Maple Grove here in the third. There come the Trojans as they set it up on the far side. Brooks Hansen played very well. Had a couple of goals in quarter number 2. But now it's 9-5 Wayzata. They're trying to make their another trip to state. Now we got some players changing on the fly as chess match continues between Chad Hurl, Wayzata, and Gig Wilson and Maple Grove. Wayzata defensively has been very good. They haven't given Jack Dugan or Maple Grove any room to operate at all, Dan.
No, I just 3 of those goals came from the guts, and that was about it. I mean, that's what they like to live. So I would imagine pretty soon the Grove's going to start taking some shots from the outside if they can get some full extension shots and not worry about getting it inside too much. They got to put some pressure on Wayzata and Rammert.
Wayzata works a little closer in. That's Brooks Hansen. Gives it up behind the net. Riley Nelson. Right now, Braden Nelson right in the middle, waiting for a pass. There comes Riley Nelson. Can't get by McNellis, and finally does. Gives it up. We got a ground ball picked up by Maple Grove. Trying to spin out of there for Maple Grove, and then losing the handle of it is Carter Morissette. And now picking it up for Wayzata, it's Braden Nelson. And just like that, Wayzata gets it right back. We close on 3 to go in the third, and they're up by 4.
Double team surround sound and also some speed by Wayzata. Just not giving up on it, not giving Maple Grove a free pass to clear it. Morissette's got some speed, and I'll tell you what, they closed him down fast.
Braden and Riley Nelson were behind the net together. Now they go way out to the perimeter. Andrew Solly. Now on the charge here, Andrew Solly tries to go to the middle. Now goes right back behind the net. And then a nice feed in front, and a shot and a goal. Boy, that was a beautiful play. And scoring is Dalton Seas. Second time in the quarter, fourth time in the game.
Wow. Coming right down the little right side on the guts. Watch this pass right there. Over the top and just rips it into the left-hand side. Beautiful play by Seas. Beautiful play by number 21 for Wayzata.
Third
Riley
assist.
Nelson.
Third assist.
Is it? Yeah.
For Riley Nelson,
Wow.
and they've all been beauties, Dan.
He's just between Brooks Hansen and Seas. I mean, he's just really setting them up beautifully. That time from behind the net. Catching Gates off guard where he couldn't get that basket up and stop that pass from coming from behind. Boy, right on the money.
3 unanswered goals here in quarter number 3 for the Wayzata Trojans. Their 7-5 halftime lead is now 10-5. Maple Grove in trouble, the number 1 seed here in Section 8. Face-off win, clean by Chris Thomas. He'll carry it ahead, throw it in on net, saved by Gates. And Gates will pick it up for Maple Grove. And now here comes Maple Grove, and boy, do they need a goal.
Oh, big time. Big time. They need to put a bit of a run together here now. They got to start, picking up the old britches and getting them a little strapped on tight and going for it.
And they'd love to get Dugan going, but Wayzata's been all over Jack Dugan. And now they give it up to Dugan behind the net. Picks up a ground ball. Tries to get in front, but he's turned away. Hassled there. And a good defensive play by Wayzata. Here's Dugan showing his speed. Can't get to the front. Still turned away. A couple long sticks come over and chase him away. And now we've got a man who goes down. Nice move there by Carter Lysing to step up. He gave it to KP Johnson. His shot misses, but Maple Grove's going to hang on.
Well, they got Dugan pretty much covered. They've got a long stick on him all the time, and they're bringing a double when he gets close to the net. So he's going to have to be satisfied with dishing off for now until that pressure comes off. But they're shutting him down pretty good.
Here's Dugan getting to the front. Shot misses. May have caught part of the goaltender, Will Rammer, or the pipe. Nevertheless, that was the best chance we've seen for Dugan tonight, Dan.
Absolutely. And he was off the mark.
KP Johnson out on the far side for the Crimson. He gets to the front, and then that hits the pipe, skips out of there. That hit part of the goal or a player. And now the ball along the far sideline, and that ground ball in play, picked up by Wayzata, up 10-5. Moving down the far sideline come the Trojans. And now they're going to set up. They got to feel really good with 1 to go here in the third.
Boy, this has been their quarter. This is the one where they, if they come out and win this game, this is the one where they really put it away. They're really going to make Maple Grove climb a big hill that Maple Grove has not had to climb the entire season.
Brooks Hansen gives it up there. Out on top, Alexander Solly. Now Maple Grove is going to have to gamble a little bit.
Yep, they're going to have to open it up. Maybe not quite yet, but as soon as that fourth quarter starts, they're going to have to get out. They're going to have to start really pressuring on the perimeter of their defense.
Wayzata, 3 goals here in the quarter. And now they're in command. Here's Riley Nelson getting in front. That skips out of there. Picked up on the far side by Brooks Hansen. They've been able to get to those ground balls. And now they get it in front. Trying to spin Braden Nelson. He uncorks a shot, grabbed by Gates. And that's going to do it. 3 in the books. Wayzata leads Maple Grove 10-5, 1 quarter away from crowning the Section 8 Boys Lacrosse champion here on CCX.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
One quarter to go in the section final here from Park Center. Storm clouds have threatened, but it's been dry. The weather's been good, and Wayzata has been very good, particularly in quarter number 3, where they flat out dominated, getting all 3 goals, including 2 from Dalton Seas and 1 from Alexander Solly, and they are on the brink of another state tournament appearance.
They really came out that quarter and just demanded attention and then got it. Boy, I'll tell you what, they started winning faceoffs, and when they took advantage of the opportunities they got and put the ball in the net point blank. Maple Grove's on their heels right now. They got to start making some things change. They got to start right now with these faceoffs. They got to start winning a few of these and stop letting Chris Thomas dominate, because he certainly did that quarter.
Chris Thomas, Tanner Skansen, see if they can stem the tide a little bit. As the lights come up, Skansen gets the win. He comes out of there.
Yep, illegal hold.
Yeah, but a hold, and Wayzata will get it back, and we've seen that quite a bit tonight on those opening draws.
Well, he's got to turn that basket around. He can't carry it upside down. They got to turn it around really quick once they win it, and he hasn't been able to do it.
Once again, we see showers off in the distance. Wayzata leading at 10-5. Once again, they led it 4-2 after 1, 7-5 at the half, and now lead at 10-5 here early in the 4th, and they control.
That might be the first time Maple Grove's been shut out for a quarter, Steve.
They've had a great year, 15-0 coming into the section final. Wayzata got beat 4 times this year. But they play in the Rugged Lake Conference. Earlier this evening, Eden Prairie won their section, beating Minnetonka. And now in a charge, we got a man who slipped and fell the way it looked like. That was Dalton Seas, who has 4 goals in the game. And they didn't call a penalty, but Seas slipped and fell. It looks like Wayzata's going to hang on anyway. They may have got pushed down. And now we got a ground ball right in front of the net. And a big opportunity for Maple Grove, and that's Mac McNellis. Can he give it up? He throws it behind the net. He turns it over, and now Wayzata has it in a good scoring opportunity. But Riley Nelson kind of fanned on the pass as he was trying to get it to Brooks Hansen, cutting in front. Didn't work out, but Wayzata has a 5-goal lead and the ball again.
Boy, you're gonna watch the equivalent of the 4 corners here. They'll make a move, but if it isn't open, they'll pull it right back out because they don't need to score anymore. They can just run time down, run time down.
And they just haven't given Maple Grove any room to breathe. They were super aggressive there when Max McNellis picked it up. And then they forced a McNellis turnover. And Wayzata, what a shot! That's Seas again, his 5th.
That is a WOW. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. He'll come around and he'll just rip it. Look at that. My gosh, it was right on him. That had to be easily 95, 100-mile-an-hour shot. Wow. Nicely placed by Seas. I mean, I don't care how good a goaltender you are. You ain't stopping that one. That ain't happening. Oh, my gosh, what a shot.
Goal comes at 10:02 now, 11-5 Wayzata. Maple Grove in huge trouble now. And Wayzata scored the last 5 goals of this game. 1 at the end of the second, all 3 in the third, now 1 here in the fourth. And now Maple Grove's going to get it, and they need some goals in bunches. They need to get some momentum and get this field tilted the other way. They get a chance here. One of the storylines, Jack Dugan has been held off the score sheet. Dugan hasn't been able to do much.
Oh, he doesn't even have an assist.
Yeah.
They got
KP Johns.
They got to move him around. They got to get him out of where he's at. Get him up top. Let him move a little bit.
Here's Carter Lyson, gets it in front. That skips in on Rammert, but Rammert had a pretty good angle on it. Missed the net anyway, but he was able to come out a little and cut down the angle and make the shot a little tougher. Here's Hunter House. House has been held quiet.
Oh, my.
And now a turnover on Maple Grove. Wow, Wayzata defensively has been really good. Forced a lot of errors there.
Oh, my.
And then what a spinning move out of there. Brenton Redrick gets it ahead. Boy, that was quite a play by Redrick to spin out of there. And now he got a ground ball. Still a fight for it. Wayzata comes up with that ground ball. What a play there by the sophomore Braden Nelson in traffic. He's not a big guy, but he was able to come out of there with it. Great body control.
Definitely a player. I love Roderick, though. My gosh, when we break out in lacrosse, it's called a clear. He's been a human clear. Every time he gets it, they can't catch him. He just rocks and rolls and gets it into the attack zone and out of trouble.
Well, beautiful job there. And now Wayzata up by 6. They're playing with house money right now. Dalton Seas, who's been so dominant. 5 goals tonight for Wayzata. He's just been tremendous. Brooks Hansen has had a very good game. And really, all the mids and attacks for Wayzata have been really good tonight. They've played well.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning. I mean, they didn't come from anywhere, Wayzata.
There's a shot. Skips in front of the net and goes wide. Wayzata's going to hang on to this with under 8 to go in the game. Once again, Sky's threatened a little bit, but all the big stuff has gone well north here at Park Center. Right on the border of Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park, a la Park Center. A lot of people around the Twin Cities area may not be familiar with that, but that's simply what it is.
That's exactly what it is, yep.
Right on the border. Making a move inside. Brooks Hansen throws it outside. This is going to go toward the center line. We got a battle right at the center line. We got an offside call. And stepping over that line, Colin Kabinski. And now Maple Grove gets a chance, and they got to go. Crimson needs something right now. KP Johnson's long pass ahead. Lysing down low. An opportunity there for Brennan Davison. He couldn't do much, and Wayzata comes right back. Here come the Trojans. And then we got a flag.
Yep, that's going to be a hit from behind with possession.
Wayzata's going to go a man up. And that's what we got right here.
Yeah, you see it coming around here and just kind of gets rolled over. I don't know why they stopped play there, though. Usually the ball has to hit the ground before they do that, or maybe there's a timeout. No timeout was called.
Yeah, that was a little bit unusual.
Yeah.
What came out of the box?
Oh, that's right. Yep. Came out of the box.
So KP Johnson, the second penalty of the game for Maple Grove. 7:04 to go in the game. Lights have almost taken full effect here at Park Center in this Section 8 final. Wayzata on the brink of their 4th state tournament appearance. As they move it in tight, a man up. Get it to the outside left. Maple Grove can't afford to give up another one here. They got to try and find a way to get this ball back without any further damage. And Dalton Seas with 5 out on top. Gets it down to the goal line extended, and they get it inside, and that skips by the net. Boy, that was a good play.
Nice play.
Tic-tac-toe, just didn't connect.
Goes up and out, then back down low, and then comes back into the guts area, the slot area. Boy, nice play.
Hansen now out to Seas. 11-5 Trojans. Trying to join Eden Prairie of the Lake in the state tournament next Tuesday. The boys will be at Chanhassen starting at 11 a.m. They'll play 4 in a row. And then semifinals on Thursday. Here's Cease. Cease has got some room. He gets in front, gives it up over on the right side to Braden Nelson. And he couldn't flag it down in a turnover there. He could have taken a shot there, but he gave it up to Nelson, and he couldn't haul it in.
Nelson was wide open.
Now here comes Maple Grove down by 6 with under 6.
There's Dugan. They finally got him up top. They kind of got him out from behind now.
Here's Dugan on the move. His shot hits the post. Skipped in, hit the post, bounces out. That's how it's gone for the Crimson tonight. Hit the post. And now here comes Wayzata. As they clear and get it down behind the net. Now I got a timeout on Maple Grove, and Gig Wilson's going to talk about it. And, oh, that's a shame. You have a chance to get Jack Dugan on the move and get Wayzata on their heels, and he skips it in and hits the post.
Yep, it might be that night. That just may be that kind of night for him. They made a nice play that way, but oh, we do have a late because I thought it was weird. You can't call a timeout unless you have the ball, and Wayzata definitely had the ball.
Yeah, and there was a lightning bolt I saw well to the north, but now by league rule, we've gone into a lightning delay, and they're gonna clear the bleachers and get the players off the field. And now by rule, we've got to sit and wait it out. And once again, every time we see it lightning, they'll start the clock over again.
Yep.
So we're going to take a break right now. Once again, we're in a weather delay due to lightning. 5:24 to go. In the fourth and final quarter of this game, Wayzata leading Maple Grove 11-5. And we'll return in a moment on the CCX. Welcome back. We are in a weather delay. It is the Section 8 Boys Lacrosse Championship game, and Wayzata leads Maple Grove 11-5. Once again, that weather delay continues at 5:24. And based on the radar and all indications, it is really not safe for us to stay here and keep the crew here.
Yeah.
So we are going to call it a night with Wayzata leading it by 6 with 5:24 to go in the game, and it's really unfortunate. The Trojans played very well tonight, dominating in the third, getting 3 goals, getting a goal here in the fourth, and once again they lead it by 6, 11-5. And once again, in the interest of safety of our crew, we're going to say goodnight.
Yeah, we're going to have to. We don't want the guys out there in the middle of a thunderstorm and lightning trying to tear down cameras, especially with water and stuff, and totally understood. And this is going to go on for a while. Every time you get a flash of lightning, and as you're seeing on the screen right now, folks, that's another 30 minutes they got to wait. So, yeah, we're going to bust it down. But, Wayzata really, to be honest with you, with 5 minutes left and a 6-goal lead, the way they played this game and dominated, I don't think much is going to change. I would probably be easy to say that Wayzata will be making its 4th trip to the state tournament next week and making a run for it. Now, if they do play this game out either later tonight or tomorrow and score changes, I'm going to look like I got egg on my face. But right now, it looks pretty good for the Trojans to make the 4th trip.
Yeah, it's a shame for Maple Grove. An unbeaten regular season ends in the section final the way it looks tonight with Wayzata leading it 11-5. Great job by our crew in tough weather conditions late in the game. Once again, we're in a weather delay, and Wayzata leading Maple Grove 11-5. Steve Thompson and Dan Ficken here on CCX.